Hello, I'm Pete Hutchins of Chris Hamriding Estate Agents, and we are proud to offer for sale Overton Hall here. This is a stunning country residence in the beautiful rural hamlet here, just on the outskirts of Congleton, and miles of countryside. Before we show you around, it's worth noting we've got a paddock there which is really sizable, as you'll see on the site plan. We will show you a little more on that later. But now, through these grand stone pillars, straight up the sweeping drive, this incredible home, there truly has been no expense spared inside and out from the current owner. There's modern heating methods, there's incredibly sympathetically restored efficient windows. This is really just a spectacular property inside and out, the likes of which you will rarely see on the market. All in, there's approaching 5,000 square feet of internal space. That includes a few outbuildings. The house itself is huge, perfect for family life, but very cosy and characterful due to the 16th century nature of it, of course. The grounds are well in excess of 7 acres, with the paddock at the front, there's paddock land to the rear, there's formal grounds, driveway, gardens, there's even a long track that we'll explain later. This really ticks every box. You will not see anything else like it, and we are very proud to offer it for sale. So the grounds we will look at shortly, but first let's get inside this exciting home and show you what's on offer. Stepping through this grand timber front door, straight away the character is obvious, and that continues throughout. At the head of this entrance hall we have an ornate staircase leading all the way up to the first floor, but before then we're going to show you this left-hand wing of the house to start. And this room, of course, has an abundance of character. The whole house will. You'll get sick of me saying that. Straight away your eyes are drawn to the timber frame there. Everything's immaculately decorated and very sympathetically done. And whilst this has a cosy, snug feel wrapped around this beautiful fireplace, the room is actually of a great size. I'm 6'2" and there's no height issues here. I can move around happily, enjoying the views through those supreme quality windows. Stepping back into the entrance hall, and it's time for another useful reception room just behind that lounge. And here in this home office or snug or whatever you want it to be room, like I say, it's got a great size to it. It works as a study or a library. Tucked away on the front here, yet again, timber frames, great views. Being a study or an office, there is more functionality, and that really is helped by the built-in cabinetry there. Now that wing's done with, we'll move through into the centre of the home, and here we are in a grand dining or reception room here, again used for whatever you want. But take a look at that ornate frame there, which really frames this more useful and efficient fireplace here. You'll see so many fires throughout the home, I can tell you. They put out a wonderful amount of heat. There's 16th century charm throughout the house, and intriguing bit of stained glass and timber there. Can only imagine how that would have looked back in the day, but it certainly looks good today. Through this charming door behind me, that's the utility in the kitchen, but as you hopefully have seen on the floor plan, we'll move on through the centre of the home yet still. And here we have the bottom of this minstrel's gallery here, which is perfectly demonstrated as a seating area or a reading nook, looking up there to the landing. This is just a wonderful feature. But come on through to perhaps the main reception room. This has got lots of character, but it feels like it has its very own character as well. It's a larger room, perhaps one for the family. Of course, the views and the windows really adorn the room and complement it nicely. But as I said earlier, fires run throughout the house, and amidst this sea of exposed beautiful natural stone, here we have another one. And again, I can assure you plenty of heat coming out of there. So this is a wonderful room that is just perfect for family life, in my opinion. Now, I've mentioned the windows and indeed the natural stone, and it's worth noting close up here the mullions and these sills, all locally sourced natural bride stones, giving that perfect pink hue. It's absolute quality, and artisan craftsmanship has been put into this whole house, but certainly the window areas. Stepping from that sitting room into the living kitchen. Here in this multi-aspect corner, here we have the dining area or the breakfasting area, and it's brilliant to see this staged so well, because I'm sure this is how you're going to be living. Moving on through, I just want to stop here and look at the attention to detail, craftsmanship, and gone into this stable door here. The thickness of that's incredible, bespoke joinery at its finest, in my opinion. Yet more stone flagging beneath me here with that underfloor heating running throughout. This is just wonderful. Here we are in the kitchen, which whilst being traditional in style, certainly has all mod cons and then some more. Moving on through the ubiquitous country home Aga there, you just have to have that, and there's plenty of heat pouring from that. But even the chef's tap here, attention to detail throughout is incredible. There's a Smeg induction hob here. fitted into the granite worktops, and that's great for perhaps when you don't need this Aga. But there's plate racks, there's plenty of storage, it just works oh so well. There's even a small breakfast bar area here, so this really was ahead of its time when it was designed. And here we have the very popular larder store, and there's a great depth to that, so it's a brilliant place to keep all those things, to keep that kitchen a bit cleaner and clearer. And as we mentioned earlier, here we have the utility side of the kitchen, and that is the reverse side of that stained glass piece of timber we saw earlier. And this is a great internal space in a vestibule area. To say that's accessed off that dining room, that dining hall we saw before. The crucial guest WC is preceded here by a little bit of a boot room, a bit of a cloak room, so it truly is a cloak store. And it's very nicely kitted out, very functional, but also so good looking. Yet more functionality here by way of the utility cum boiler room. As we've said, this is a high-tech heating system in here, so it's good to have it all on display, easy for maintenance, and of course space for the utilities. Maybe it's a good area to have the family dog if you have one. And it's almost time to head back on through and up to the first floor. As you may remember earlier, of course, hopefully this all links together for you, and that gives you a great idea, along with the floor plan, of how the ground floor works. We've got plenty more to see upstairs. Now we rise up the ornate staircase to the landing, and the word landing doesn't really do it justice because there's almost a room here in itself. Yet again, the timber frame showing off very proudly. This is a wonderful area, demonstrated with the interior design so very well here. You can sit here, gaze through those incredible windows, and it's your very own living space. So again, if this is for families of all ages, I'm sure there'll be a teenage generation enjoying that space, or maybe the adults will as well. On the opposing side of that landing, here we have yet more space down here. Great to see the characterful windows there, interesting profile. It just all works oh so well. Of course, all accessed off that amazing landing, all the bedrooms you will find, and here we are in the master suite, and this truly is a master suite. We're just in one wing of it at the moment by way of this brilliant dressing room, plenty of wardrobe space with bespoke cabinetry, and the picture window seats are incredible. You can see a pair of binoculars there. That's a nod to the lifestyle here. Before we show you the bedroom, access from this dressing room is a gorgeous boutique hotel style bathroom. This is incredible, a 4-piece suite. We've got a jacuzzi bath there, which is just super quality. Huge shower cubicle as well. Everything's immaculately clean, especially the timber frames. And moving back over to the sleeping quarters, we just, of course, have to cross the delightful Minstrel's Gallery. I can see that reading nook down there I showed you earlier. But come on through into this main master bedroom suite, where it feels like you're in a world of your own, largely because of that Minstrel's Gallery access. But of course, there's bespoke cabinetry in here, space for freestanding furniture, if you will, space for an enormous bed, or 2 or 3 of those enormous beds. A multi-aspect room on the corner here, the picture seated window there, and the deep-silled window are just framing the most perfect view to wake up to any time of year. Back over this incredible Minstrel's Gallery, can't get enough of this. Here we go into yet another ensuited bedroom. Now we've got 2 bedrooms for you here. One goes slightly up, one goes slightly down, and you'll soon see what I mean. Stepping down just a few short steps, we have another double bedroom. So yet again, if the teenagers or the kids or the adults are living in here, it really feels like you've got your own privacy. Of course, you've got your own views. Plenty of built-in storage as well, and as I said, this is ensuited. With a stunning luxury shower cubicle there, everything you'd need. It truly is like being in a hotel. Stepping up out of that bedroom and stepping up into the next one. Yet again, we find ourselves in another characterful bedroom suite. Beautiful exposed stone in around the windows and indeed above there. Can't tell you how each part of the home feels so very different, but also flows so very well. This is a nice room and also comes with an ensuite. And I really like the way this shower area has been fitted so professionally in here. The toilet's nicely tucked in the corner. Yet again, something you'd see in a country hotel. That's the bedrooms done on this wing of the home. Passing the galleried landing, moving by some built-in storage, back into this living area up here. Here we have the final of the 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms, and you'll be unsurprised, should I say, that this is another good-sized double with space for plenty of additional furniture, but also with some built-in storage. The ensuite attached to this room is Perhaps my favourite, we have a 4-piece suite with a huge bath there. That really is incredible. Of course we have the views, of course we have the timber frames, of course we have an immaculate shower cubicle. This is just pure country luxury. Just before we leave this final bedroom, moving under the loft hatch reminds me that there's a great loft up there, really spacious. Subject to some building and of course necessary consents, the space on the landing here could see in the future a permanent staircase leading up into that roof space to create an even bigger home. Finally, here we are back in the grounds where we started, and immediately inside the curtilage here we've got beautiful formal gardens, box hedging, everything's so ornate just like it is inside. Again, no expense spared. Back out now into the head of the driveway, again where we started. First of the outbuildings, we've got a huge garage here, I'd say double, but it's much bigger as you'd have seen on the floor plan. Two nice characterful doors. Let's take a quick look inside. Really useful, functional. The same side is practically identical to this. Good to see a bit of exposed stone, and of course subject to some building and planning, maybe fit for conversion in the future, but very useful outbuilding space. Now through this gate I mentioned earlier we have a track. Now this is a historic trackway which leads all the way up, as you'll have seen on the site plan. Really intriguing, but actually very useful space. As you can see, a good width to it. You can get a vehicle there space wise, so very handy to have. We've mentioned it several times from within, of course. The views here are spectacular. No better place to enjoy them than on these almost football pitch sized lawns, and it feels like it's something from a golf course. It's really well manicured and well looked after. It gives the house such a nice, dare I say, curb appeal, but it frames it very well. It's a wonderful place to sit out, tend to, maybe play croquet on, or just admire that incredible view of the moorlands, the Cheshire Plain, miles and miles. On clear days you can see for almost forever. It really is spectacular, quite literally. We've got this at the front, but we've got even more at the back. Obviously the paddock just over the road there, it's just ticking every box for the country life that so many people really desire. Coming out of that quality country kitchen door, here's a wonderful morning patio garden. Great place to come out, barbecue in the evenings or the mornings, and just really enjoy it out here. Loads of maturity, as you would imagine, and it does really feel like being in a National Trust property, I will say. We've got water features, 2 of them out here, and just take a look at this well. That's just stunning with that bride stone there, really put to use outside very nicely. I will say there's also lights down there, so it is such a nice feature. Rising up from that morning garden, coming through yet more stunning landscaped, ornate patio areas. Feast your eyes on absolutely everything. The beds, the borders, again, such a credit to the current owners. Could talk all day long about the grounds and the house. Not sure which I prefer. Yet again, no expense spared. There's external power points here and outdoor lighting, which is great to see. And here we have the traditional outside toilet. There's automatic lighting in there, and let me tell you, it really is very nicely restored. What a great fun feature. Moving on round past another outbuilding, there is a little bit more ground out there, a bit of a veg garden, but there's another wonderful patio here to enjoy the sunshine at different times of the day. Demonstrated very nicely, current owners set up, and I can tell you the view from here is just wonderful. Pathways wind their way all the way to the top to that intriguing contemporary summer house there, and moving through beds and borders, but again the lawns to the rear are just so well manicured. This really is just something special, as I'm sure you can tell. Indeed, every corner of the house enjoys landscape gardens and patios. It's just very, very special indeed. You could spend a long time out here. Indeed, no matter the weather, this contemporary summer house here that was constructed at no short cost, I can assure you, with quality Bridestone steps, this is the perfect tranquil oasis. Having feature glazing, bifold doors, power and lighting in here, it's the perfect home office, perhaps a yoga studio. It's a wonderful space to be and gaze out at just about everything. Now as we move round, I mentioned there was a paddock to the rear as well as that frontal paddock. And follow me through, again, an intriguing door here. I've seen many external doors, but never one so ornate and as high quality as this. And that gives access to another wonderful paddock. Great space to be. There's a bit of woodland here, a bit of maturity, a different feel to the paddock over the road, and certainly a different feel to those formal gardens. Again, adding more depth and character to the property front to rear. And I was really pleased to see the current owners have put all this space to use, and you've even got your very own golfing net, or certainly space for one there. Now just through that gate there, you perhaps remember I mentioned that track that runs up the side of the land here. That gives access to that about halfway up, so that's quite useful as well. I mentioned earlier there's space and width for a vehicle coming up here, which again, whether it's a mower or whatever, it's nice to have. It's flanked by the woods, flanked by your own grounds, enjoys the views, and if you follow it all the way to the top, it does bring you out at nearby Dial Lane. Back down to the foot of this paddock, and you'll remember just behind that lovely patio we have this amazing veg patch, and there's a greenhouse here, and I can tell you this is supreme quality as well. I know they're certainly not cheap. It's lovely to see quality raised beds here as well. You really could get, dare I say, close to self-sufficient here if you so desired. It really is a lovely, wholesome place to be. And this is a useful brick and stone outbuilding as well. Let's have a quick look inside here. Through yet another quality door. This is actually a really surprising, spacious outbuilding. Again, subject to some works, it could be converted for a number of uses, but it's a brilliant gardener's store, workshop, lighting, power, glazing, perfect. I keep saying that the grounds seem to keep going and going. There's just so much to look at. We're getting close to the end of it now. We'll just have a quick look over at this far corner of the building where, yet again, there's more National Trust-esque garden areas. This sunken patio area down there is just fabulous. We'll have a quick closer look at that in a moment, but I just wanted to show you yet more access onto the aforementioned track. And again, it isn't just a farm gate here. There's some quality, chunky, bespoke joinery gates there. That's the attention to detail 101, it really is. And that level of bespoke joinery carries on even round to the handrails and balustrades here, giving access to this sunken garden. One or two access points down here, both beautiful, but this one with that timber archway is just fabulous. And this truly is the icing on the cake. It's a hidden gem. Sat down here admiring yet another angle of the grounds, but also with a gas-fired fire pit as well, which is good. You've got the gas bottle stowage down there, a really nice touch, as well as these mature beds and borders. Opposite the house, here we are in the paddock that I mentioned earlier. It's worth noting you can see the majority of the boundary here, and obviously with the site plan, the drone work, you can see it from the top down, but it's a good size. Just behind the trees, there's a little bit more land there. As you can see, some sheep merrily grazing in here, and this is a really nice addition, again complementing the country life. And that concludes the tour of Overton Hall. This is an absolutely beautiful Grade 2 listed offering that we are truly excited to bring to market. So if you'd like to know more, give us a call here at Chris Hamriding Estate Agents, where we'd absolutely love to book you that all-important viewing.
Hi there, I'm Chris Hamriding.
And I'm Pete Hutchins.
And we're experts in selling prestige homes.
We are immensely proud of what we do, and we are truly passionate about showcasing your home.
Whether you're selling a charming country cottage,
A stylish luxury home,
an equestrian property,
or even a farm, our bespoke marketing package is unlike anything you've seen.
and we'd be delighted to discuss how we can create a marketing package for you and your property.
As true town and country property experts, we have all the experience, expertise and tools to comprehensively showcase your home.
Professional photography is very important, but it's our videos that will really bring your property to life.
We look forward to meeting you.